Hello, YouTube. This is Insane Monster, and happy Halloween. Now then, this part of What If Asta Had Ultra Sans' powers is part 4. So, if you remember, the last part was when the first attack on the capital happened, where Asta had a little chat with the demon in his grimoire through its soul. So, yeah, that happened. Now, we begin in the next part, but before we get started, hit it. Now then, as we see that Asta is still training and such, we also see Finral trying to get two other people to help him for a mixture that he's helping set up. Like in Canon, Luck and Asta both go. As they end up going, things happen similar to in Canon with Luck and Finral going off with their dates, leaving just Asta and Rebecca. And also, as in canon, Noelle is there as a temporary waitress who's very, very bad at customer service. So, yeah. So, they ended up talking about their sibling, or at least, well, her siblings and Asta's pseudo siblings from the orphanage. Actually getting along pretty well. But of course, the drunk guy steps in, trying to be very, very rude towards Rebecca. Though Asta handles this a bit differently, as he grabs onto the drunkard's arms, getting him off of Rebecca. He then teleports outside, causing him to trip into a water trough, and then teleports back, with the drunkard asking that what just happened. So, yeah. We then see that the owner of the restaurant stated that that drunkard didn't pay. So Rebecca and Asta had to get out of there. As, you know, similar to in canon, Rebecca asked if he had anybody special. He stated that haven't really given it much thought, in all honesty. Not sure. So, this is still Asta. He's still pretty dense. So, yeah. With Noelle freaking out over hearing this. But similar to in canon, Asta still ends up going to meet Rebecca and her siblings like he said he would, and even having fun with little Marie. Though when he played with them, he made gaster blasters, but not for blasting or anything, but giving some rides on them, being very careful. Which some of the kids did find a lot of fun in. Until Ghost got there, shocked about everything, saying that he's going to kill Asta for hanging out with his little sister, as Marie states he's gonna marry Asta, which freaking breaks Ghost as he turns to stone. Afterwards, we see back in the restaurant, and such as Asta's eating, Ghost is still stunned, and Rebecca's siblings are telling her to go for Asta, which Noelle overhears, causing her magic to turn all of everybody's water glasses to turn into fountains. Like in canon. Oh, we are going kind of quick though for this, but like in canon, we see that all of the mages are asleep in all the kids, all the mages, everybody is asleep in the town, and we see the snow mage use his magic to hypnotize all the kids in order to help him gather them and cause them to follow him. This does work, as Ghost then goes to kill Asta. Though, unlike in canon, Asta uses his powers to teleport around, avoiding Ghost's attacks. As Ghost remarks, "Keep still!" As Asta states, "Are you crazy?" Then they start to hear everybody complaining about all of their kids missing, panicking like crazy, not knowing what to do. Though Rebecca also states that her brother and sister are gone as well. The sister comes up stating that Marie's gone also, where she offers to go with Asta and Ghost, telling them that she did teach Legolion and such. So they let her come along. Afterwards, Asta rides the Gaster Blaster alongside the sister, where the sister is taking notice at Asta paying attention to the surroundings, asking why is he doing that. Asta remarks that he can teleport along with other people, though if he gets to all the kids, he can teleport them all back to the village in one go, and then come back alone, though it will take up a good amount of magic power to do so. The more people he teleports with, the more magic he's gonna burn. With the sister smirking, saying, "Alright, that sounds perfect." As Asa yells out, "Ghost, did you hear that?" Ghost just scoffs, stating, "So you can get Marie back to the village in 1 second, right?" He states, "Yeah." "Alright, then Marie's first in line." With Asa stating, "You know it doesn't need to be a line, right?" Ghost also stated, "Yes, and when you come back, I'm gonna blast you again for even laying your hands on Marie, even if it is to save her." With Asta having a bit of a sweat drop, saying, "Seriously, man?" The sister tells Asta not to mind it so much, it's just who Ghost is. Asta sighs, remarking, "He knows, dude's freaking obsessed with his sister." Once they get there, they see Rebecca's younger brother there, and he's hurt. Scratched up a little bit as the sister heals him, and Asta, putting his hand on his shoulder, tells him to hold on. Teleporting back to the village, dropping off him, and then going back. Rebecca runs towards him, hugging him, stating, "Where are the others?" He states that Asta was going to save them. Of course, we see Ghost get there first, blasting the snow mage and all of his little snow friends to pieces, to the point where he steps onto the guy. As Asta and the sister get there as well then, telling Ghost to chill. As then we see the mud mage guys checking their magic. He sees Ghost has a lot, but he also sees that Asta doesn't have any. His little monocle thing can't sense the magic produced by the soul that Asta has. As he laughs at him, wondering how he got into the Magic Knights, though it makes sense that he got into the Black Bulls of all squads. Asta blitzes straight for him, knocking him into the wall. He then states that he's going to pay for taking those kids' magic, as he is ordered to stay still, but uses his mud magic to make the little mud man to call for reinforcements. Asta takes his anti-magic sword and frees everybody from the guy's control. Next thing we see is the sister using her magic to heal all the kids. Once they have a chance, Asta tells them to grab each other's shoulders. They do so not knowing what exactly it is for, but then Sally comes in stating that, oh, we can't have that, attacking them. Though Ghost and the sister are able to protect the kids as the sister yells at Asta to hurry. He puts his hands on one of the kids' head, teleporting them all into the center of the village, as or town, whichever you want to call it, but he then hurries and teleports back, breathing a bit heavily, stating that that took a lot more power than I thought it would. As Sally goes to attack Asta, he teleports, getting away from her using the blaster to blast through her salamander. He then remarks that he is so interesting and would make the perfect test subject that she can ever get her hands on. Of course, ending up near the Mud Mage, stabbing him with the dark magic tool, turning him into a monster. Which we then get to see everything with Asta firing the Gaster blasters as well as using his anti-magic sword to slash at the monster, but it keeps regenerating over and over again, with the sister using her flame magic to take care of Sally. As Asta tells Ghost as he's trying to kill the mud monster, stating that he doesn't need anybody's help, Asta talks some sense into him. So yeah, begrudgingly, and also doing this out of respect for him getting his sister out of this mess, he uses his eye to make a bunch of clones of Asta who completely destroyed the mud monster. With Sally out of commission and such, we then see a shining, blinding light. Asta's worried about this and creates a bone wall. Fortunately, it does stop the light magic from piercing anybody, though the sister does remark that she's glad that the kids aren't here and that you were able to protect them, since she states that she doesn't have that much magic left. As the leader of the Eye of the Midnight Sun states that they won't be leaving here alive. Though before anything, we see Yami coming in, stating that he doesn't like that they had so much fun without him. General takes the nun back to the village since she is getting a little weaker after taking on Sally like that. So, yeah. Next thing we see, like in canon, Yami and Asta going up against the Spatial Mage and the guy who calls himself Licked. Yami does explain the act of Ki to him, stating how it could be useful for anticipating somebody's attack. Asta decides to go with it instead of using his normal magic or anti-magic, thinking it would be pretty useful. So, he is able to pick it up quick, like in canon, and states that he was able to do it. Yami stating, no way, you're some kind of freak, aren't you? Which just causes Asta to look at him. So, as Yami fights off uh, Licked, like in canon, Asta takes care of the Spatial Mage, teleporting right in front of him, slamming him into the ground with the flat of the blade. This causes Lick to freak as he uses his light whip after getting good hits from Yami. completely causing the cave to just drop completely on them. Though Ghost was just kind of standing around watching this, since Yami stated that Lick was gonna be him, as Asa states that he wanted the spatial guy then. Ghost wasn't gonna complain, he just saw it as a good chance to get his magic restored. Though Asa was able to use his bones to help protect uh, him, Yami, and Ghost from all this, with Finro coming in kind of where we then see Lick powering up some magic, as they are worried about what's to happen next, though Finro didn't use up as much magic as in canon, so he decides that they have to do something, yelling that they're gonna die if they don't. So Ghost grabs on the Finro, stating that he needs some more magic if he's gonna do what he thinks can help. Finro agrees with this and transfers his mana to Ghost. So, like in canon, the light magic is reflected back as Lick, who is hurt. As they go to take him, they then are attacked by the Eye of the Midnight Sun Third Eye group. As we see Fauna healing Lick, Asta direct goes and teleports near Lick trying to get a hit in, but is blindsided by Veto as he's in the ground, and now we see Yami attacking the third eye, which Asta's consciousness is somewhat hazy, and ends up talking to Sans, or the consciousness of Sans that is inside the soul that bonded to his. As Sans states, "Jeez, that guy's so fast you couldn't even react and teleport. Kinda sucks, really. I mean, if you can't focus on teleporting, you can't dodge after all. And that guy is freakishly fast and strong," with the soul of bravery remarking that they can't just give up, even if they're so powerful. Sans remarks that, yeah, but remember, we're also having to deal with this after burning up a good bit of magic, taking out, like, a taking out a mud monster, then the spatial mage guy, not and such. Plus, Asta got hit a couple of times wanting to learn that key thing, even if it can be useful in the future. As then they hear something from the encased black soul stating, "Well then, if you need something to give you a boost, why not use me?" Asta goes up to the sealed up black soul, asking, "What exactly are you talking about?" As the black soul remarks that he's guessing that his anti-magic power won't transfer to whatever he calls it, or might call it, as Sans states, it would probably be called black magic, black soul magic, as it happens. As the soul then of the anti-magic demon states, "Yes, I severely doubt that it would transfer my anti-magic power to it, but it would at least give you a power boost that could help turn the tide. As for what's happening in real time, it's kind of slowed down almost to a stop. So this is going quick in the mind." Asta remarks, "So then, you're going to trust us? And what, we're supposed to trust you too? How exactly do we do that, considering the little rampage you did in the capital? You did help us out, but still, you could have hurt some people. And I don't want something like that to happen again." The soul remarked, "It's fine. Just listen." That was a reaction to your anger in that moment, alright? But Sans stating, well, he does have a black soul of hatred. Reacting to anger in such a violent way isn't completely unthinkable. As the black soul states, yes, so if you willingly connect to me, then perhaps we can find something of mutual benefit to one another. Asta states, fine. I can connect your soul to our soul magic. Hopefully that will be enough. But pull anything and we won't be using you again. And also, I have one more question. Why would you help us? The anti-magic demon soul laughed. Keh. It's simple, really. I need you to wield my power. If you die, there's no one else to use it. After all, if somebody with magic tries to wield the swords, it will just eat away at their mana and eventually kill them like poison. It is because your magic comes from your soul and not your body that you are able to use it without being killed. Asta sighs, remarking, fine, we'll do this, as he breaks the shell he put over it last part, connecting his soul to it, causing an odd reaction, where Sans states, it looks like his soul is more compatible with my monster soul. We see the white soul inside the upside down white heart, inside the orange and yellow half heart turn black. As for any reactions to Sans, the markings on his face just turn similar. The pitch black. As in the same markings as in Ultra Sans. Now back to real time, Asta burst from the rubble, going directly towards Vados, hitting him with one of the swords as he was attacking Yami to break his sword. Sending Veto back, we then see Asta in his full soul magic mode, having gauntlet in both hands, as he waves one hand, pointing it towards Raya, firing floating yellow magic pistols at him. That bullets are just exploding on impact, with Raya using the light teleporting spell to evade them. As Fauna fires off a blast at Asta from behind, we see a black bone dragon tail that has the demon dweller sword on the end of it swiping, destroying the flame magic. As it turns out, the black soul magic being used here caused a single dragon wing coming out of Asta's left side being popped out with pitch black membrane where the wings are, allowing him to fly, as well as a black bone dragon tail coming out, with ends at the tail gripping on to the demon dweller sword. In one hand, Asta takes the demon slayer sword, as well in the other hand, a yellow magic pistol, using it to help fight off, as then we see the other Magic Knight captains coming in, helping out fighting. As we see Yami take Finral, asking how much mana he has left, stating he might have enough for another portal, asking that, are they leaving finally? Yami states no. So, similar to in canon, Yami goes directly for Licht, with Licht ready to attack, but then Asta flies through the dust clouds of the battle, going directly for Licht as well, smashing Licht destroying the magic that was meant for Yami, with Yami following up with a dark slash completely sending Lick to the ground, and finally followed up with a Gaster Blaster, now with Black Soul Magic into the mix, sending a blast with an outer black layer with a yellow and orange inner layer, blasting Licked one more time. Yami lands fine as Asta flies right, landing next to him, stating, "That was awesome," with Yami patting on the head, stating, "Since when can you pull that trick off?" Which then he's gripping onto his head, wondering why he didn't use that sooner. Asta remarks as his head's being crushed that he just learned how to do it just now. I swear. As then Lick's about to go overload on them, completely about to blow them up, but the third eye stops him, encasing him in some kind of crystal and using spatial magic to get out of there. So, tally up, the only person they were able to grab was the snow magic guy that didn't really know anything, who ended up working at the church. Asta didn't get as beat up or injured like in canon, so he ended up fine, but still needed some healing that Mimosa gave. As he checked his soul, seeing that it didn't have, still was black, not knowing if there would be any bad repercussions from this. Hopefully not, at least he's hoping. As Rebecca then gives him a peck on the cheek, thanking Asta for saving her little brother, which causes Noelle to get flustered. How I didn't mention Noelle a lot because she didn't do a lot in this section of the What If, or at least in this section of the anime, you know? So, yeah. Now then, with all that said and done, this is the end of this part of the What If, part 4. I do hope you enjoyed. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, remember to hit the notification bell and make sure it's set to all so that you're updated for when the next What If is uploaded. Like I said before, hope you enjoyed, and see you later.